2 DEA special agents and a task force officer from the Tucson Police Department were shot during a law enforcement operation here in Tucson. I am deeply saddened to confirm that one special agent died as a result of the injuries sustained during the shooting. A second special agent is in critical condition, and a task force officer is in stable condition. Thank you for keeping the DEA in your thoughts and your prayers.
This incident occurred on a train that was stationary at the downtown Tucson train station, which is located at 400 North Toole Street in Tucson. What happened this morning involved a situation with our Regional Counter-Narcotics Alliance. They go by CNA. The reason why the alliance members were at the train station this morning and boarding the train was to do what we refer to as a routine interdiction check. In other words, they were checking for illegal guns, money, drugs. This is something they do, as I said, routinely at pretty much all transit hubs. It's not just trains, it involves buses, they're at the airports as well. So what happened is several officers boarded the train and they ultimately made contact with 2 individuals who were on the second level of, this is a double-decker car on the Amtrak train. They detained basically one individual, and while they were dealing with one individual, a second individual, Hispanic male by appearance, somewhere in his 20s to 30s, produced a handgun and opened fire on the officers. There was a TPD officer, again part of this alliance group, that was on the platform, and he heard the rounds and ran directly into the dangerous situation in order to be of whatever possible help he could. As he entered into the train, he was also shot. At that point, the suspect, after exchanging rounds with the officers, barricaded himself in the bathroom, which is on the lower level of one of the basically 2 cars where this happens. I think the bathroom's on one car, and then the passengers where this mostly happened was in the other car. So ultimately, some time went on. There wasn't clarity whether this suspect was still alive or not, whether he had been shot or not, but ultimately it was determined that the suspect in the bathroom was in fact deceased. And he was declared dead at the scene. So the seriously injured DEA officer, keeping in mind there's one officer who was deceased, but the seriously injured DEA officer was then evacuated from the train and taken by TPD officers in the back of a patrol car, in fact, because they were trying to move as expeditiously as possible, taken to the hospital here where we're at, Banner UMC. The other officers who were injured were taken by EMS to the same hospital here. So I really want to reflect first on the terrible tragedy that this is, not just for the DEA, obviously, but for everyone in law enforcement. It's really horrific, and we're all just coming to terms with just how terrible a loss this is.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.